Welcome to another episode of I Wonder, Doctor.
Let's talk about how a funky diet can raise your blood pressure.
Diet talk is so prevalent. It's everywhere. It's on the front of every magazine. It's on every television show. And the truth of it is, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. On the one hand, I really like food. I like it. It brings me happiness. It brings me joy. And on the other, I think even when I want to change, I'm not certain that I can pull it off.
Well, I appreciate the challenge that this is for almost everybody who faces this. And yet, for someone who has high blood pressure, so many of those folks are going to have causes that relate to dietary problems. And what's the option? If you don't improve your diet, what are you going to do? Take more pills, higher dosages, and with the possible side effects? So, if you've got high blood pressure, let that inspire you to make changes in your life.
I guess what I have is sort of competing desires. I want to eat better. I want to eat better a lot of the time. But then there's this night guy who comes in and says, yeah, but I want to eat ice cream.
Yes, and that voice that all of a sudden is so immediate and so intense can be driven by a couple factors that we want to look at. One of them is, if you're not eating meals frequently enough, and there's a long distance between your last meal, you're going to develop something called hunger. And that's very primal. You're going to reach out for something simple to satisfy that need. So the remedy is you eat frequent meals and snacks, every 2 hours, actually. Another issue is the issue of empty calories. Modern foods, through modern farming methods, with depleted soils, are nutrient lean. Organic foods, on the other hand, are nutrient rich. But if you've eaten a big meal, and at the end of the meal, your body assesses internally, you're not going to be conscious of it, where's my vitamin A? Where's my vitamin C? I didn't get enough magnesium. It's going to send you, so to speak, out to graze through more food, through more calories.
The body, of course, needs those things. It can't function without magnesium and C.
Exactly. It functions very poorly when those levels are low.
Yeah.
So it's going to send you out with hunger to go eat more food so that you can possibly acquire those things. So the remedy for this is, number one, reduce and eliminate processed foods as best you can. Eliminate bottles, boxes, and cans.
BBC. Less BBC.
Less BBC. Again, eat more frequently. And with the foods that you love to eat, the recipes that you have, substitute healthy ingredients, natural ingredients, vegetables and fruits in their natural form.
Eat what I like.
Yeah.
Just substitute out some of the worst ingredients that are in those things that I like.
Exactly. And don't add sugar and salt. Do organic if you possibly can. Your appetite's going to go down. The amount of calories you're going to want is going to go down.
Okay, so I need to eat less salt, obviously. I need to eat less sugar. I need to eat less content. I need to eat more frequently. And I need to eat less processed foods.
Exactly, and thus more fresh foods, organic if you possibly can.
Yeah.
Yet there's another issue that needs to be addressed here. It's called emotional eating. If someone feels empty or lonely or is a little tired or their mood's a little down, we tend to make choices to mood alter. We're down, we like to get up. Food will do it, as well as drugs and other addictions.
Right.
Will raise the mood as well, temporarily. What that calls for is the acquisition of information and tools in which you're addressing your internal emotions, primarily so that you can arrive at the present moment. Because I guarantee you, if you can show up, all the people that are around you in your life, you're going to see the beauty in them. You're going to see the beauty in nature. You're going to see the beauty in your car. All kinds of things to get fulfilled in those ways.
And as much as those things like sugar may fill that immediate need,
Yeah.
they have long-term consequences.
You betcha.
Yeah.
I appreciate the challenge that this is. And in medicine, I find the frontier is how can we inspire people to actually make the changes in the midst of their busy lives, in the midst of their challenging lives.
It's the only changes that matter, the ones we actually implement.
Exactly. So here's a few guidelines. Number one, be kind to yourself. Take it on one step at a time. Maybe project number one for a week or a month is, can I build my muscle to be able to say no? That if I'm immediately hungry, I'm not going to reach for a candy bar. I'm going to reach for some celery and carrots and some cheese or something like that.
Yeah.
And once you've gotten good at that, you can take on the project of replacing the shopping for processed foods with natural ingredients, organic if you possibly can. So you take the recipes that you have and you substitute for them natural ingredients. You try and master that project. Maybe that takes you 6 to 9 months to a year to do. It doesn't matter.
And it's okay if I don't achieve perfection. It's just improvement is good.
Absolutely. I mean, that perfection thing can really slow down a healing motion and healing process.
So ultimately in this episode, we're talking about high blood pressure, and that if I make these changes, I have a good chance of getting it down.
You betcha.
Great.